As we mentioned at the top of the show, President Trump responded to the attack overnight, tweeting, and here's the quote, "We need to be smart, vigilant, and tough. We need the courts to give us back our rights. We need the travel ban as an extra level of safety." So let's bring in our chief anchor, George Stephanopoulos, who's going to be hosting this week, later this morning, right here on ABC. George, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk about this tweet. Is the recent terror that we're seeing in the UK, is there any way, either politically or legally, it's likely to help Trump pass this travel ban?
It could galvanize support for the president's ban among the public, among his supporters, especially not going to make much difference where the travel ban stands right now, which is the courts. Remember, this week, the White House has asked the Supreme Court to review the lower court decisions to put the travel ban on hold. They may decide to release that ban and allow the travel ban to go forward as they consider the underlying arguments. And remember, this would be the first case that the president's appointee, Judge Neil Gorsuch, is going to be deciding on. But I don't think they're going to be affected one way or another by this attack in London.
I want to talk about the relationship between the UK and the US because it was seemingly strained after the Manchester bombing when American intelligence agencies leaked some information to the American press. But we've got a serious terror problem. As Brian just mentioned, 5 foiled plots in the last 2 weeks. So how do you think this relationship is working? Was this just a hiccup?
I think it was just a hiccup, and we would certainly hope that our relationship with our closest ally, Great Britain, particularly on intelligence matters, won't be hindered by this, even though there were some hard feelings at the time. Now, remember, though, this does come in the wake of the president's trip to Europe, where the president did take on our European allies, not just Great Britain, on the issue of the Paris Climate Accord, on the issue of NATO. There has been some tension there. I don't think it will hinder the cooperation on issues related to terror.
George Stephanopoulos, really appreciate your time on a Sunday morning. I want to remind everybody, George has a big show this morning. He's going to speak with Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice about all of this. He'll also go one-on-one with EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt and former Vice President Al Gore about the president's decision to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement. That's coming up later this morning on This Week, right here on ABC.